Sometimes we reduce the Great Commission down to the evangelization of all people, but actually it's the discipling of all nations, i.e. aligning all nations with the purposes of God. And that has got to include looking after his creation. We often talk about the 5 marks of mission that the Anglican Church use, of which creation care is the 5th mark. But rather than seeing those as sort of separate, we talk about them being informed by one another. So as we share the gospel and as we disciple people, are we discipling them into an awareness of that mandate that we have to care for creation? As we seek to deal with people who are victims of injustice, obviously the issues of creation care and injustice are very closely linked. So it is a justice issue. I mean, I think in all matters of social concern, what we need to really recognize, it's the same, when we talk about looking after, caring for the homeless or, addressing wider issues of poverty. We're not doing them to earn our salvation. We are doing them because of what God has done for us. So if you read in the books of the law, often the laws that talk about, look after the widow, the orphan, and the alien in your midst, be generous to the poor, all those laws of social concern were often followed by the words, because you were slaves in Egypt. So what God is doing is reminding his people of what he has done for them, i.e. he has liberated them from slavery in Egypt. Therefore, they should do these things. Celebrate rather than condemn. So we celebrate the good things, we celebrate the progress that is being made, not to reassure ourselves that enough progress is being made, but to get that balance right and to appreciate God's good creation. Eating less meat, that's actually one of the most important things that we can make in terms of changes, in terms of minimizing our use of plastic, in terms of, if we have the resources, putting solar panels on our roof or whatever it is, using a bicycle on a train rather than a car. All those things are important to consider as a response to what God has done for us. We need to realize that we do have power as voters, we have power as consumers, and we can use that power to actually bring about change. And often companies and politicians actually are not at the forefront of change, but they are responding to the pressure of those that they are dependent on. So the customer or the voter. So it's been said, Duncan Green, a development thinker from Oxfam, says the politicians aren't leaders, they're followers. They follow what the priority of the electorate is. So if we make it known that our priority is for issues of environmental care to be addressed to politicians, then they will respond in that way. And I think we shouldn't be afraid to have that confrontational aspect when it's needed as well. Obviously peaceful, and that's where we avoid the sort of extreme fringes of Extinction Rebellion and others. But there are many who participate in Extinction Rebellion and these kind of issues that are very committed to peaceful confrontation. And that's an important part of, again, how we can engage.